Und habt ihr a big smile? So first of all, thank you for a wonderful and marvelous film. I really enjoyed it. I just saw it an hour ago, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And how did you get involved in this beautiful story? And how long did it take from the first time you get the script to the shooting?
Sure. Became involved in 2008. I was 21, and Michael Schamberg and Stacy Scher, producers on the film, sent me the documentary of the same name that just won an Oscar. And it's beautiful, made by Cynthia Wade. And I watched it, and needless to say, was incredibly moved, inspired, saddened by what Laurel and Stacy had to go through. And I said yes to attaching myself to play Stacy, and then they very graciously involved me in the development process. So I was involved pre-screenplay and pre-director and pre-Julianne. So that's why it took the amount of time it took.
You also co-produced the movie, and most people don't know what the job of a co-producer or producer is all about, since it differs from film to film.
Sure.
Can you tell me what does co-producing meant to you?
For this
film?
Yeah, and it's something that's becoming a part of my life more and more now. Really it's about, developing the project, who's going to write the screenplay, direct, cinematographer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, being much more active in post-production. And, it's something I'm really enjoying. It gives you... I feel like I've learned so much, I've been lucky to work with people who are so gracious in involving me, and it's allowing me a sense of freedom in moving forward and, developing my own projects, and that's something I'm doing and hoping to continue to do. Yes.
Wonderful. You did meet the real Stacy, and did she give you any advice on that film?
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily about advice. Stacy was incredible to all of us. She was so generous to me, so generous to Julianne. Really, for me, it was about spending time together, in her home and going to her work and being in her community, and trying to have a glimpse into their relationship and of course what they went through. And also wanting her to feel protected, wanting her to know that our goal was to tell the story as truthfully and as authentically as possible.
I wonder, why is it still such a rarity to bring gay couples on the screen? But I see from our point in Germany, I see there's a lot of change going on in the US right now, but I think there's still a lot of work to do, right?
Yeah, of course there is, I think, minorities in general, and yes, of course, LGBT people. I feel like it's changing. We're obviously definitely seeing more LGBTQ themed films. I'm definitely trying to make more. Actively producing more than one right now. So I'm hoping it will continue to change. Yes.
I am still very impressed by your speech almost 2 years ago. And especially by that one sentence, "I'm tired of lying by omission." How did you come upon that sentence? Can you even recall it after 2 years?
Of course, yeah. I could probably do the whole thing. It's very much in my heart, that moment. Lying by omission to me felt sort of what was the climate for a lot of people, of course, and I think particularly in Hollywood. There's this idea of, no one needs to, just keep it to yourself and like your privacy and what have you. Of course, meanwhile, straight people can walk down the red carpet with their partner or their husband or their wife, and no one's telling them to hide their sexuality. And that's the double standard, of course. So I think there's this vibe of, of not being able to be who you are fully and being encouraged not to be. And and I was tired of doing that.
Yeah. Even though I know you're gay, I could still watch my favorite film, Juno, and believe every single thing you say and do. because you're just wonderful and amazing. And but what I would like to know is, did the roles being offered to you since that speech differ? What have changed?
You know, I don't think so, you know, and I think, you know, I definitely am seeing more gay roles, which I'm delighted about. You know, I'm gay, and it's, if the role moves me, of course I want to do it. I'm not going to remotely hesitate from playing someone who's gay. You know, to me it's like, you know, thank you for saying that, and to me it's like, oh, of course, you know, I've played people who can run through walls. I've played people who've, you know, psychologically tortured an older man for an entire film. I've played a psychopath, self-made superhero. I hope people can see me as a straight person still, you know?
Yeah, we do. Let's get back to the film. The film doesn't look like a typical Hollywood movie, but more like a real-life story. How did you do that?
Well, that was less me, you know, that was more Pete Sollett and Maurice Alberti, who's the awesome cinematographer who, you know, just did Creed and The Wrestler, and she's amazing. You know, if I could speak for Pete and for Maurice, it was wanting to reflect their story accurately, wanting to reflect their community accurately, wanting to reflect, you know, their experience accurately, and not making it pretty and not glossing over anything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so
for
much.
taking the time.